being ready to go Saturday? Where you guys at?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the process. We're process-driven outfit, and that's what we try to keep our guys motivated each day to come in and work and put the work in and let the process handle itself. The outcomes are going to be handled right now. So I think setting the tone this game week one is the right way to get our guys understanding. It's about us, not about who we're playing. It's about us managing the process from a day-to-day standpoint. Whoever they line up against us come Saturday night, we play within the way for them. And it's our job as coaches to get these guys ready for all these situations and to give them the information. And it's their job to come in, take the information, and apply it come Sunday.
On the depth chart that was put out by AZ yesterday, they have like double and spiky, those some package.
Yeah, those are like different dime, bigger packages, smaller packages, ways for us to get different guys in the field for certain matchups. And that's where the Monday field was.
How does it feel just being able to do that variety of those types of things?
It's great. It's just it's a testament to our depth. It's a testament to our growth as a program. Like you said before, that was our whole goal throughout going back in last spring is to develop a three deep. So, one injury is not going to be catastrophic for us. And guys have done their part, and guys have managed the process in the weight room, on the field, off the field, in the classroom, and we've gotten to this point. So we're a healthy group right now, and every day we're doing something.
Did you have any expectations about where the defense would be at and have they lived up to where those expectations might have been?
Yeah, I mean, expectations to me could be the thief of all joy at times. So again, just focusing on the process rather than where you really don't want to kind of measure where you think you should be or where you shouldn't be or compare it to some certain kind of ghost in the room. You know what I'm saying? So like we just have a standard that we come each and every day with, and as long as we can make the best day out of today, then if we win the day today, then we'll make tomorrow that much more competitive and help us be that much more focused.
What did you think of today?
That was great in terms of just the process of installing new situations and practicing those situations. To be able to do some of the good things.
Is communication where continuity can benefit you the most?
I think so. I guess continuity. I mean, that's a pretty broad term. So, I mean, communication on each and every snap is imperative for us. And if you've ever seen issues that we've had on defense, it's come from communication. So that's the standard that we have, and us continuing to emphasize that standard every day is going to be the key to our success this weekend.
Is there going to be one guy wearing the green dot for most of the season for you?
I think so. I know in the linebacker room that's where the green dot is, mostly. So, and we may move it around depending on the opponent, the style of offense. But right now it's pretty much set.
What are some of the things you like most, Brian, about this defense?
I just individually, like you can go through individually, just the type of people that we have. We have some driven guys, and we have driven guys that love the game of football. And I know there's a perspective and kind of an opinion on certain athletes in this day and age, in this NIL era. But regardless of all that other stuff, I mean, we have a group that loves football, and they love coming to work every day. And whether they get all the extra stuff or not, for the majority, I think the majority of our group are guys that just love to play the game. And all the other stuff that comes from outside is just kind of an added perk. But these are the same guys that had nobody looking at what they were doing last year, and we constantly try to remind them. But I will tell you, we don't have to remind them too much, because this group is a self-motivating, intrinsically motivated group, and we hope to continue that. And as long as we're process-driven and we focus on what gets you to a certain point, then you're never ever going to take a step back. You're always going to be fearful of that. So I tell our guys all the time, it's hard to wake up at 5 a.m. in silk pajamas. Okay, so it's hard to do your road work and get up when it's cold and when you're tired. But when you got a motivated group that stays hungry and willing to do the work, they're a fun group to work with.
Kenny said every season opener has a little bit of a random element to it. Have you kind of noticed that over your career?
Yeah, I think the hardest game of the season, me personally, to prepare for is the first game of the year. because you've got to look at the entire season from the previous season on your opponent, because you don't know who they're going to be, what they're going to be, what their identity is going to be, if they change their identity because of a new guy here, a new guy there, or someone that they lost at graduation. So it's kind of a wait and see mentality. So it comes down to you focusing on what your fundamentals are. And that's how you play great defense. You play situational defense, and you run to the ball and you play with great effort. You have great tackling, and you try to get the ball back to the offense.
Coach, Justin and Elijah were named as co-starters for the Sparky position. How much does having those two guys of that caliber, how much easier does it make your job to just throw them out on a whim?
It's not just those guys. Those guys are, like I said, those guys that have that hungry mentality. Those guys are the same every day, and those guys are incredibly important to our program and to our defensive production and success this year. But there's a lot of positions that are like that, and those guys understand their role and they understand the standard, and those guys are leaders in the way they carry themselves every day.
Yesterday, Levin was talking about how he's enjoyed the fact that now he's preparing for NAU. He's kind of preparing for Georgia every practice. Have you noticed that with the defense, where they're kind of benefiting from preparing for a real opponent, not just the same guys?
That's a great question. I haven't thought about it. I know that going up against our offense and the things that we do, on offense is going to get us prepared for most of the teams that we play. So fall camp was not, it wasn't like we have to switch gears. And it's not, that much different offensively than what their offensive philosophy is to go against our defense. So our offense knows how to attack our defense, and I'm sure MAU is going to know how to do it as well, because those guys are great coaches, and those guys are going to prepare really hard. And so we're preparing for their very best, and they're going to get our very best.
Have you been counting down until kickoff, or is there a part of you that kind of wishes like maybe I could have a little bit more time?
Here's the thing. I don't really even think about the game. I just think about the preparation. That's when we're so process-driven and process-oriented. I know I keep bringing that up. It's just, as a coach, our job is to do everything we can to get these guys ready and prepared, so there's no mistakes on Saturday, and they don't ever feel like you come to the sideline and go, "Hey, coach, what do we do?" We want them to have the answers, not us to have the answers. So, every minute of preparation that we have, we use it. When game time shows up, we're going to be ready.
Will that be Keyshawn wearing the green dot?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you.
Okay.